Want to see our ultimate kit fixing must-haves? Then follow us as we show you ours. Hello there. In today's video, we're going to be taking you through all of the equipment that we use here at We Fix Kits to restore our football shirts. I get a lot of messages from people asking for recommendations around heat presses, printers, vinyl cutters, and all sorts of other bits. So I thought it would be useful if we gave you a quick tour of the We Fix Kits facility, showing you the equipment that we use on a day-to-day basis. We're not going to be digging too much into the detail for each one. We'll be doing a series of videos over the next few weeks where we kind of do our recommendations on various types of printer, various types of heat press, etc. But in today's video, we're just going to show you the kit that we use and give you a brief overview of it. Okay, let's go. So here we are in the mini office, which is where we all started out. And the very first thing that we bought is a heat press. Now, this is a Viva bog standard basic heat press. You can get them for about £150. Probably not a Viva one. It's probably a white labelled one, a different brand. I'll put a link in the video to one on Amazon, which is identical. It's just not Viva. And this has been brilliant. This is a few years old now. We use it pretty much every day and we love it. It's very basic. It's a nice size. So you want to kind of get as large a pressing plate as possible. It's a swing round one, so there's different types, and we'll go into it in another video around whether you get a clamshell or a slide out or a swivel one. But we have this one. You can see takes up a little bit of space, but you've got underneath that, this is the pressing plate, if you like. Then we've got our pressing mat, which is key to make sure we don't get the underneath of the shirt pressing through onto the back. And then we've got our Teflon that we use all the time to protect the material. So this, like I say, is our heat press. Over here is which is what we use for our before and after videos. And if you're looking to record what you're doing, something like this, a basic stand, again, I'll put a link in the video to it. Something like this would be perfect. So let me show you now our vinyl cutter. So the next thing that we bought after the heat press, and this was after my friend Rich Wilkinson gave me a little bit of a tip. He said, next thing you'll be buying is a vinyl cutter. And that's exactly what we did. This is a Cameo 4 vinyl cutter. It has 2 blades in it. So this is a craft knife that we can use to cut foam, where we're trying to work on a new project, and a standard multi-blade that can be used to cut flock and vinyl. You need a little bit of space. So this is a laptop that we have dedicated to the Silhouette software, and we've done videos before on how to use the Silhouette software, and there'll be more videos to come. But you need a machine to connect via USB to the cutter, and then we use things like a large cutting mat or a smaller cutting mat like this one here, and that kind of holds the vinyl or the flock in place. But they're the first 2 things that we bought. They're a very good way to start out. A heat press at first, so you can buy the name sets in and the sponsors in. We can supply them to you ourselves, or if you want to learn how to cut them yourselves, you venture out and you get yourself a Cameo. This one, again, I'll put a link to it in the video, but we bought this second hand for, I think it's like 120 quid off of a Facebook group or something like that. Bear in mind, it's a few years old now. It's still going strong. You don't have to spend a lot of money, especially if you're first starting out. So there we go. This was our basic setup. Let me take you back downstairs now to our new office and show you some of the new kit that we bought. So here we are in our new updated We Fix Kits headquarters. We've had it all done out to cater for the increased demand and what have you. And the next thing that we kind of invested in is another heat press. So this one here, you can see, whereas the other one was a fair bit smaller, it's still swivel, but it's a much higher quality one. The one upstairs, you're looking at about £150. This one, you're looking at nearer £1,000 or so. So it's a fair bit more. We got a bargain with this off of a friend. We didn't pay £1,000 for it. But here's our large heat press. Like you can see, the plate is much bigger, but we still use pressing mat and Teflon. So, okay, having a second heat press is, this not necessary, but we make use of both of them. It means Mrs. WeFix kits can be pressing at the same time as I'm pressing. So with all the new orders that we get coming in, it helps if both of us can do some bits. So then over here, if I take you over to, this is something that I never thought I would learn how to use, which is a sewing machine. Let's go over this one. This is a very basic sewing machine. It's cost, I don't know, £100, if that, £80 from Hobbycraft, and it does everything that I needed to do, which is the very basic. So I use it for sewing up hems, sewing up seams, things along these lines. And Mrs. WeFix Kit's mum actually showed me how to use this, so I'm grateful for that. And now, again, something as a kid I never thought I'd have is a sewing box, but it's full of all the things that you need. Get yourself a good pair of scissors. I think, here we go, here's the ones we use. I must have cut myself more than I've cut material with them, but they're fantastic to use. So nice pair of scissors is always a good investment. And then as we look at our light box with a Pyrex glass over it, really good for turning the shirt inside out and being able to apply solvent to the back of where a name set is, rather than just using kind of braille. So here we go, look, light box. Some of the tools that we use, so permanent marker for marking on the name sets, a heat dissolving marker. Again, Rich Wilkinson helped me with this one, to mark onto fabric and not have it remain there. So when you heat press, it dissolves. Another pair of scissors, one of our scrapers. This one's a slightly larger one, but you can see it's the same thing, and they're perfect for removing all sorts of things. And then the squeegee, we use this squeegee for when we're doing the transfer of printed name sets and sponsors from vinyl onto the adhesive tape that we use, which takes me seamlessly over to our biggest investment, without a doubt. It is the Roland BN20 vinyl printer. Now, again, I'm going to be doing a video on the various different types of printer that can be used. We started out with a Sawgrass sublimation printer. That was good as a starting point to help you understand how it all works, but really it doesn't give professional level results. So then you kind of need to start looking to invest in either a DTF printer or this one, which is a vinyl printer. And again, these are like £4.5 to £5 brand new. We managed to find a trusted reseller of them local to us, and we got it for a fair bit less than that. But what it does is it gives the most fantastic quality results both onto vinyl and flock, and it cuts it at the same time. So with the software, you literally just send it over, it prints it all out, and then it sucks it back in and cuts it all out, and then you weed it using the squeegee. You get it over onto the application tape, and Bob your uncle, it's all done. So yeah, highly recommend this. But this is not where you start. Where you start is with the heat press, the £150 heat press that we showed you upstairs. Then move on to the vinyl cutter that we showed you upstairs. Try and find one second hand, and then you kind of build over time as you get more interested. This has become very much a, what's the term? You've gone into like a rabbit's nest, a rabbit warren, where you start off looking at one thing, and then before you know it, we've converted 2 rooms in our house into an office. So there you go. That's all of our equipment. Like I say, we'll be doing another series of videos that dig in a little bit more detail into each of the items. But I hope you found this useful to see just what kit we use now. If you have any questions about any of it, feel free to give us a shout. I'll always go out our way to make sure we respond and answer. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please remember to click like and subscribe.